What's good, YouTube? Swiftly here, back with another NBA 2K25 video, and in today's video I have another episode of Rare Builds for you guys. As you can see on your screen, today's episode we are going to be making a two-way mid-range point forward. So with that being said, let's jump right into the build. Now obviously you have to make this build at the small forward position to get the name point forward, otherwise you're going to get a completely different name. Height, weight, and wingspan totally up to your discretion. I went 6'7", 215, 6'11", so we left everything default, but again, like I said, you can choose to go higher or lower depending on what you want, whether you want speed or you want better defense, strength, etc., etc. You can play with the weight and the wingspan as well as the height. For the attributes, I went 73 on the close shot, I went 70 on the driving layup, I went 80 on the driving dunk. And now this is where most people are going to kind of differ. Some people are going to kind of want to go up to 87 for the, contact dunks. Me personally, I think that this build is still really good and very valuable without the contact dunks. But if you really want the contact dunks, then obviously you can tweak this to have contact dunks. Me personally, 80 driving dunk is really nice, for what you get as far as packages and whatnot. So I don't mind just going 80 on the driving dunk. Moving on, we have a 75 on the standing dunk, and then we have a 72 on the post control. And like I said, this is just going to be, just a well-rounded inside game as far as what you can do and what you can't do. The reason why I went 75 on the standing dunk and 72 on the post control is because I know a lot of people are going to say, why did you do that? Why did you put, post control on this build? You're mostly going to be driving and stuff. This build is a mid-range build, so obviously you're going to have mid-range. So you want a little bit of post control so that you can use post fade phenom, so you can post up. But more importantly, you want post powerhouse. You want all these post badges and whatnot, because the one thing that I realize is that when you do get put at the 3, most likely, in most cases, you are going to get put against a 6'4" lock. There's so many dudes, so many times that I see, at the small forward position, especially if you play solo rec, that they end up against 6'4" shooting guards or 6'4" small forwards. So because of that, you are going to have the height advantage. You don't want to play too much on the perimeter when it comes to those players, because those players usually have like 95, 96 perimeter defense, 94 perimeter defense, and they usually have like 95, 96 steal as well too. So they're going to have high perimeter defense, they're going to have high steal because they're supposed to be locks, but they are going to be 6'4", which means you're going to have the height advantage, and that perimeter defense is not going to mean shit when you're posting up and drop stepping them down low, going up with the 73 close shot and bronze paint prodigy, or even +1ing and going up with silver paint prodigy. It's not going to mean much, because they're going to be 6'4", you're going to be 6'7" or 6'8" on your point forward, and it's not going to make a difference because they're not going to have interior defense. And if they do have interior defense, their interior defense are going to be considerably lower than yours. They're going to have like a 68, 65, maybe at the max a 70 interior defense, but most of them they're not going to have higher finishing. You're going to have higher finishing, you're going to have higher close shot, higher standing and driving dunk than their interior defense. So that's why I went with some standing dunk and post control, because when I have that height mismatch, you want to be able to take advantage of it. You don't want to not have it and then, oh, I can't do nothing because they're reaching on me on the perimeter, and now you're pretty much effectively just sitting in the corner and not doing anything. So that just makes your build just that much more versatile. Then for the mid-range, we're obviously going with an 84 on the midi. Now if you care about badges, I would just go ahead and bump that up to 85 for silver Deadeye. But to me, Deadeye isn't that valuable of a badge, just in my experience. If you're going to time your shot, you're going to time your shot. If you're going to miss your shot, you're going to miss your shot. Deadeye is one of the, in my opinion, it's useful, but also not as useful as, say, something like set shot specialist. To me, that's the most important badge, and that's what you should be shooting for at all costs. And obviously, if you go 85, then you can obviously +4 and get gold set shot, and then +1 and get Hall of Fame set shot, but you can still +5 this and go, gold, and then still +1 and then go Hall of Fame if that's what you want to do. So don't look at this as like, oh, well, we can't do that now. You could still do that. Instead of going +4, you would just have to go +5. I just went 84 just because that's pretty much your best bang for your buck. 60 on the three, and then we're going 80 on the free throw. All right, and that 63, that's just going to be for when you get those deep twos, or sometimes when you get pulled into a shot and they pull you into the three and you're not really sure. You're thinking that you're in the mid range, but you're actually at the three. In those instances, you want some type of help. That 63 ball is going to at least give you a fighting chance of hitting the shot. Not saying that you're going to be spacing the floor with a 60. Not saying that you're going to even be sitting at the three or going to the three, doing step backs and all of that stuff. I'm not saying that, but just having a fighting chance to hit that shot when they do pull you in. Somebody, you're trying to run to the corner or run to the paint and somebody pass you the ball, it pulls you to the three in the corner or something. You could still now pull that shot. If you have faith in your jump shot and you know your shot and your release, you can still hit with a 60. Again, not saying to go put 60 on all your bills or anything like that. I'm just saying that you will have a fighting chance of actually making the shot with a 60 compared to a 25 or 40 or 30 or anything like that. So that's why I put those little points into the three. It's whatever, it's whatever. Moving on, because you can always, if you feel like you don't want to do that, you can always just drop your free throw down, and then you could drop your three down as well too. But I don't mind. I really want that free throw, so I don't mind going with that 63 ball, and I'm definitely going to be putting those points up just because, like I said, it would actually give you a chance of knocking that down. Then we're moving on to playmaking. We're going with an 89 on the pass accuracy, and then we're going to go with an 80 on the ball handle and a 75 with the speed with ball. Then for the defense, we're looking at 60 on the interior defense. We're looking at 88 on the perimeter defense, and then we're looking at an 85 on the steal, like that. And the reason why I went 88 is because with, you throw a +4 on this, you can go up to that 92. So I wanted to make that possible. I wanted to be in that general range. I didn't want to be, 85, 84, anything too close to where I couldn't throw +4, +5, or +3 on this to get that gold, challenger and all of that stuff. So that's why I did go up to that. And then for the block, we're looking at a 68 on the block as well too, so you can get that threshold for bronze, high flying denier, get those chase down blocks. We're not going to have any O board, but we will have 70 on the D board. And that dropped my post control down some, so let me just do that like that. And then we're also going to have our physicals, which is going to be an 85 on the speed. We're going to have an 85 on the agility, which is going to get us those perimeter badges, challenger, on-ball menace, pick dodger. We're also going to have a movable enforcer on this build because we're going to have an 84 on the strength, which is also going to help us get that strong handle with that ball handle. So we'll be able to, pretty much move people out the way and get to the rim at will. And then finally, everything else we're going to put into vertical on this build, which is going to be 80 vertical. I guess we'll put that 1 point into O board. We're going to have an 80 vertical, 84 strength, 85 agility, 85 speed. We're looking at, again, silver on-ball menace, pick dodger, bronze shifty shooter, gold slippery off-ball. We're looking at bronze physical finisher, so when we aren't dunking with that 80 driving dunk or getting, dunks in traffic, when we get pulled out, we're going to have that bronze physical finisher along with that 70 driving layup for us to finish through contact. Hall of Fame strong handles, silver box out beast, brick wall, and immovable enforcer, as well as bronze post powerhouse. Again, those post-up badges that I was talking about with that 72 post control, we're looking at post-up poet, post powerhouse, hook specialist, as well as silver post-fade phenom, And then, of course, when we carried our build, we'll see these shades of, which we see Bernard King, we see Alex Caruso, and we see OG Anunoby. And then, of course, our build name we'll see there, which is, of course, the two-way mid-range point forward. So there you have it. This is my two-way mid-range point forward build for NBA 2K25. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K25 content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.